All right, guys, welcome back to the Crypto Hub. My name is Luke. This is TRADERMAYNE. We are here to keep you entertained in the bear market and talk about all the biggest topics happening in the crypto market. Even if there's not too much going on, we're still here. So be sure to subscribe. This is the new channel. Subscribe to catch these episodes every single week. Brought to you by Syscoin. TRADERMAYNE, how we doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Doing all right, dude. I'm watching, to stay entertained right now, instead of looking at the Bitcoin chart, I'm watching Gainzy's sports bet. I know we talked about that last week. We're not trading coins anymore. We just look at, everyone's betting on football. And a good friend of ours, Gainzy, has 10K on a parlay. The Bears need to win, and he wins $250,000. What's the score right now?
The Pats just scored 2 touchdowns, so they're up 14-10. But there's still time left. We're all Bears fans for the moment, though. We'd love to see Gainzy win and the bookie lose. It's like when you beat the market, right? You're beating the exchange. That's what everyone wants, that, right? It's like the house at the casino.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to beat the bookie. So we're all team Gainzy. We're all team Bears right now.
Exactly. Shout out Gainzy. Shout out Bears. It's going to be an interesting game to watch. But first, we have a lot of crypto topics to get into. We're going to look at FTX versus Bitboy. We are that deep in the bear market. People are getting upset at each other. There's some battles going on. We also have potential dollar weakness. Bitcoin looks like it's at the same price, but dollar looks weak. That's good for Bitcoin. We have your one altcoin setup worked last week, so we're going to get into all that. But first, I think you have a quick shout out that we need to do for the giveaway winners, people that have been tuning in, won some money.
Yeah, so as you guys know, we're working with Syscoin. They're the partners for these videos that we're doing, so make sure to check them out, and thank you to them. Hopefully we can bring more of these giveaways to you guys in the future. But we've got 10 winners. I'm not going to read off all the names. Basically, these were people who participated in the giveaway by liking, leaving a comment, subscribing to the new channel, as well as Syscoin. So I will leave, Luke and I will leave the winners in the description of this video. You'll hear directly from Syscoin, but y'all want some free money, and that's not so bad in a bear market. So thank you guys, and thank you, Syscoin.
Free money in a bear market. Beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Love to see it. All right, let's get into things. So crypto market, Bitcoin's at the exact same price. I don't even have a chart up. I just know that that's how, that's where it is. I don't need to look at a chart anymore to know that. Bitcoin's at 19.2K. I'm guessing, but I actually think it is right there. You have Ethereum at the exact same price, 1,300. And altcoins keep doing this dance where we pumped earlier in the week, I think for 12 hours. We started to move up. They moved up as well. And now everything's back where it started. It looks like the dollar's getting weaker, though. What's your take on how things are moving right now? Is that just a fake out, or are we actually seeing good signs? Like, what the hell's going on?
So we'll throw up a chart here somewhere, but I've been tracking the dollar for a very long time. I do think we're coming into an area where we should see a strong rejection, kind of 117 to 120. We're just below there now. But if you look at the high time frame on the dollar, this is the closest we've had to a daily break in market structure, lower high. It has not confirmed yet, but it is close. So you're going to want to see a high, a low, a lower high, and then it needs to be followed by a lower low. So I'll put up a chart so you guys can see that visually. This is the closest we've been in a couple months. If we get a break in market structure on the dollar, that could be the relief that we've all been praying. Everyone's basically been saying every time Bitcoin goes up 2%, we're going to 21, we're going to 22. This has happened 3 or 4 times now, and each one of these moves has fully retraced. So I'm hoping if the dollar does show that weakness, we can actually get that little bit of extension on Bitcoin to a little bit higher prices. 21 to 22K possible. We do need to see a breakdown on the dollar, and this would also mean that stocks, equities would move up as well. And that can kind of lead us into our next topic, which is even though not much is happening, even less is happening in Bitcoin, versus stock and equities right now.
Yeah, Bitcoin performing to the upside, worse than stocks. So on days that we are moving up, like let's say this scenario plays out that you just lined out. We have, if the dollar falls, you would expect risk assets to do well. You would expect stocks to go up. You would expect Bitcoin to go up. Dollar is the denominator for Bitcoin. But on days that we've seen stocks go up, Bitcoin's actually gone up less. And that is a new paradigm that's not good for us here in crypto. I don't expect it to last at all. Like, I don't think it's a cause for concern long term. But it just it shows that everyone's apathetic right now to what's happening in crypto. Like, no one cares. And me, myself, personally, I don't know if you guys have seen that Wall Street cheat sheet where it shows all the emotions of a cycle. I don't know what stage of the cycle we're at where it shows apathy, but that's where we are. Like, I don't even care if Bitcoin goes up a few percent. We had that pump yesterday. I didn't even check. There's no expectation that this is going to get super exciting anytime soon. So I think that's how everyone feels, and it's been reflected right now, where stocks are moving better than Bitcoin. It's such a weird.
If you're like a trader's trader, like if you want to be actively trading every day, you wake up Monday for New York Open, you want to be on the charts, your low time frame trading, because not really many swings right now, anyways. Um, Look at the E-mini futures, the S&P 500 futures. They're trading just like Bitcoin, but with more volatility and just cleaner in general. So if you're really like, I need to trade, you don't have the means or the desire or just the ability to stay away from the charts right now, like Luke and I are trying to do some other stuff while we're stuck in this internal range. If you're like, I need to be in the charts, I need to be grinding, by all means, check out stock futures on TradingView and see if it's easier for you to read price action there, because it's giving you those proper swings. It's trading cleaner, in my opinion. Bitcoin right now, it's like there's no one here. That's kind of what I feel like. And what you see in equities is you obviously have those large players, banks, hedge funds, etc., actively trading those markets, even in a recession. Crypto, we're still kind of new. As much as I don't think we're super early, we're still early enough that right now, kind of in the depths of a bear market, there's just that lack of interest from both retail and institutional buyers.
It feels like we're in Traders Anonymous right now. And instead of telling you to just stop trading, we're giving you another fix. We're like, here you go. Here's a market.
Yeah,
Here's a market that
exactly.
is
Don't
moving.
do this drug. Do this one that's over the counter. It's like basically the same thing.
Oh man, that's what Bitcoin traders are going through right now, withdrawals. But as you look at the chart, you have the lowest it's gotten to, which is like 18K. The top of this range is right around 20.2K. And we're sitting smack in the middle, 19K. So until that changes, I would avoid trading. But for the people that need their fix, TraderMayne just gave it to you. There's your gateway drug
From that
into more
same
trades.
low to that high that he just mentioned, the S&P 500 range is double what Bitcoin is in percent gain.
It's crazy,
so
man.
For some context.
It's crazy. It's just the world we're living in. It will change eventually. I'm optimistic about that. But in the meantime, we have something to keep us entertained. We have a classic battle, David versus Goliath right here. We have a billionaire, Sam-Bankman Fried, who's the CEO of FTX, one of the largest crypto exchanges. Sam himself, one of the wealthiest human beings on planet Earth. He is in a battle right now with Bitboy Crypto, who's one of the largest crypto YouTubers. Man, what are they fighting about? I saw a hilarious video on Twitter where Bitboy is calling him out. I've seen threads from Sam. I still don't know why they're fighting. Like, what's the beef here?
So effectively, some of you, I'm sure, have saw the thread slash, I think it was on Medium or Substack article that Sam posted about regulation in crypto. So it's very hard to talk regulation in crypto because everyone's like, we want decentralized, we want to be our own bank, all of these things. But unfortunately, the reality is, especially in the United States, if crypto is going to be part of the mainstream, where it's easily accessible to investors, to regular people through traditional financial channels, you can onload and onboard and offboard with your bank account and things like that. There's going to have to be regulation. It's inevitable. This is not Dubai. This is not, certain parts of Asia. In the US, you got to play by these rules, the SEC's rules, the IRS's rule. So regulation is coming one way or another. So you had Sam effectively present his argument for how to regulate things like DeFi, centralized exchanges, futures, whether things, assets, or securities or not, all conversations that we've all had. And he posted this, and Bitboy, who is a successful YouTuber in the crypto space, he's got, I believe, one of the biggest YouTube channels in crypto by like a wide margin. It's like 1 million people, and he obviously has been in the space for several years here. He's basically saying Sam is a suit. Okay. Sam is in cahoots with politicians, policymakers, and we don't want to give crypto to the suits, just like Wall Street, like Wall Street is all suits. Crypto's for the people. I represent the people. And they basically had a little tete-a-tete, some name calling, some not so subtle shots at each other about Sam's potential dislike for Binance and how Bitboy's affiliated with Binance, and there's a little bit of a back and forth. So I don't think I really have a comment on who I potentially think is right or wrong. My personal opinion is, and I'm not just trying to stand up for, like, I think parts of what Bitboy wants, I agree with. But at the same time, regulation's coming whether you like it or not. Be very sweet to say, like, no, don't let him do it. But it's going to happen, right? They're going to come down harder on crypto in the States. Would you like have someone who's a crypto native, even though that person has greatly profited off of the wild westness of the current crypto markets. You look at all the tokens that get listed on FTX that basically never go up. He's done very well, but at least he's kind of a crypto native. Whether you think he represents you or not, I don't know. But I'd rather have someone who has some idea how things like DeFi and these things work in the room, giving their opinion, as opposed to someone in Washington who doesn't really understand crypto, potentially making the regulations much stricter than they have to be.
Right. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. When I read Sam's thoughts on regulation, obviously no one wants this space to be clamped down on. I think everyone that's in Bitcoin and crypto, part of them at least, likes the Wild West nature. Now, there's probably some people that want this to be regulated away and think it's scary and they can lose their money, and regulation sounds like a good thing. In my opinion, it really hurts most people's opportunities. And what I mean by that is if you're in the US, it means you can't trade certain tokens. It usually means you can't trade on your favorite exchanges. It usually means you can't participate in some airdrops. Like, we get geo-blocked out of free money because our government's trying to decide if it's a security or not. And their rationale for doing that is they say we want to protect investors. Now, I understand the rationale if we should protect investors from scams, but when it's protecting people from getting free money, you start to realize, hold on, like this whole regulation and the framework we're using isn't really protecting anyone. It's just kind of keeping us from opportunities. But at the same time, as you said, we are going to have regulation. Like, it's inevitable. You can't stop it. You can't just, this isn't going to be the Wild West for forever. And also, big money won't flow into this asset if it stays unregulated forever. So
look what happened with Celsius and 3AC and the Voyager. Like, there needs to be some consumer protection for these types of things. There really isn't.
But man, at the same time, like, we've had regulation. Like, exchanges here in the U.S. are regulated. You have to report your gains and stuff, and they weren't able to stop. Those were, I think, U.S.-based companies. I mean, they were offering their services to the U.S. So now, our regulations haven't stopped it. They're not protecting
exactly,
anyone.
And that's kind of the double-edged sword, right? Is like, okay, well, I don't want to be geo-blocked from airdrops. I don't want to be able to not use DeFi and trade on chain and not have to be on a centralized exchange where I have to KY. Like, you want those advantages, but at the same time, you're like, okay, well, if I got screwed on Celsius, I want government backing that I get my money back. But you can't have both. And personally, I would lean in the direction, as much as, like, Sam has profited more than anyone, really, right? In this last crypto bull run. I would, at least he knows what is going on. And, maybe instead of getting completely screwed, we meet somewhere in the middle. We're still getting screwed with regulations, but it's not as bad as it could have been. Because if you just leave it up to the suits, the Gary Genslers and these people who don't get crypto at all, you see some of these, they're years behind, right? At least Sam knows the state of crypto today, and maybe it's not as bad as it could be without him. But again, very funny, entertaining to watch, to see two grown men, fling mud at each other, both worth hundreds of millions, and in Sam's case, billions of dollars. And they're arguing, and that's where we are.
It's
both
incredible.
of them will be fine, regulation or not. Both Bitboy and Sam are going to be absolutely okay.
Yeah, that is what makes it pretty comical. It's just a lose-lose situation. I don't think anyone wants more regulation unless you got screwed by Celsius. And in all honesty, regulation probably won't stop people from getting scammed anyways. But regulation is going to come. So I think the takeaway here is it's very entertaining. Go throw on Bitboy's channel and watch him bash Sam. Go over to Sam's Twitter and watch him talk his shit against Bitboy. I think the only way to truly settle this is to put them in the crypto fight night card. There's a crypto boxing match that happens every year. It's actually happening next month. I don't know if Bitboy and Sam match up well physically, but I would pay to see that fight. I don't know if anyone's reached out to them. I would love to see it.
Bitboy, respect to him. It looks like he lost some weight in that video as well. He was looking a little bit mean, and I saw him tweet out that he benches 300 pounds. I don't know if that's on video, but that's impressive. As someone who lifts weight, if you can legit push 300 pounds, mad respect. But yeah, Mo, ring him up. Ring him up, Mo.
Ring him up. We need someone needs to give Sam some training. I think the thing that Sam has going for him, he has enough money where he could pay the best fighters in the world to learn. I've seen Zuckerberg get into fighting, so I don't know. There we go.
Zuckerberg does jujitsu, eh? That's pretty cool.
Dude, Muay Thai, everything. He doesn't look bad either. It's kind of crazy. So So who knows?
He's got that big dump truck of an ass. We can cut that part out if we want.
So boxing match might be in the works. And for everyone else, we're just going to get regulated away. But at least we're entertained while it happens.
And we will be entertained by the boxing matches this year. I know you competed last year. It was awesome. Yeah. We have year 2 of the fights going on. I'm going to be there. Are you going to Dubai? Are you undecided?
I haven't bought my ticket yet, but obviously I definitely plan to be there. It's one of the craziest events of my life. So
I'll be there. It's going to be pay-per-viewed, but free, stream for free. So I'll actually be announcing the crypto fights themselves, which is going to commentating on them, which will be pretty cool. I'm also going to have access to the Instagram and YouTube channel and Twitter for that fight night organization. So I'll be, backstage talking to the fighters and stuff. Luke will be there. We'll maybe film a little bit of partying, partaking in some celebrations, because you couldn't drink last year for the most part.
Yeah, I couldn't drink, man. That's one of the big reasons I didn't want to fight again. I watched you guys have the craziest week ever in Dubai. I did get shredded. You were shredded. Did get shredded.
But definitely make sure you guys watch that. It's going to be super fun.
Definitely. All right, so we have more entertainment for you guys to look forward to. We also potentially have some trades for you guys to look forward to. One way that we like to hopefully provide some value every single week, other than entertaining you in the bear market, is we do want to give you guys some outlook on how things could play out. And I've just avoided trading. I think I hopefully gave you a framework on how to stop losing money when people trade these macro news events. I know that's helped some of you. What TraderMayne does every single week is he picks the one coin that's actually going to do well. Last week he talked about sushi. What do you know? The sushi setup played out perfectly. Maine, do you have any trades for the people this week? What can we do? Can we give them some more free money?
So give yourself some props. You nailed the CPI call in that it was going to be back at 19.2 within like 4 hours after the news came out.
Same price.
So sometimes no trade is a trade, guys. Because a lot of people lost money longing, then shorting, then longing again to effectively go nowhere. So sushi played out nicely. Obviously, the market pumped as well, which was nice. So I did 2 videos last week. I did one where I talked about getting longs. We had that big kind of move down on Bitcoin that happened, Thursday of last week, right? We took out that low, and I went to get long based on a run of that low. I ended up getting stopped out immediately after uploading the video, which is always fun. But once I got stopped out, I saw it was by a large wick, and I said, I think my idea is still right. So I punted along again on Bitcoin around 19K, and it looked good briefly. We were up to 19.6. I took a little bit of profit off as we came into that high, trailed my stop up. But looking at it right now, it kind of looks like it just wants to fully retrace this move, which is frustrating for sure. So if I'm looking at Bitcoin, I'm going to speak all levels based on the daily chart here. And we'll throw a chart up on the screen as well. I don't really want to see it get back below 18.7. That's from Bitfinex, that kind of long wick daily low there. That was made on Friday of last week. So Friday, the 21st of October. I don't want to see us get below there if we have a chance to go to the range high. Could we run that low and reclaim it very quickly? Sure. I think any sort of move and close below 18.7 and we stay down there, I think there's a good chance that we're actually going to go to those lows at 17 before a potential move to the range high. So still leaning very, very slightly bullish, but a lot of things need to behave. The dollar needs to roll over, stocks need to push up higher, and Bitcoin needs to catch a bid, man. Each one of these pumps kind of starts strong and then just goes out with a whimper.
Funny takeaway is that no one's really gotten too excited that we stopped moving down. Obviously, we haven't moved up yet, so there's nothing to be excited about, and we're trading in the exact same range. But, now almost 2 or 3 months have gone by, and we're kind of at the same level, which is nice. We're not doing that 50% leg down yet if it's going to happen. So I guess that is the one positive takeaway is every single time Bitcoin's had a spike down, especially in the past 2 weeks, it has been absorbed super quick. The shakeout that we had last week, very quick wick, as you said. The one that we had middle of this month, basically October 10th, October 12th, we had a sharp move down to 18K, and it was bought right back up immediately. So it looks like there's buyers sitting and waiting. Now, they're not ready to chase price higher, but at least they're defending this level, which is it's definitely something to make note of as you try to keep an objective mind of what's happening. Not what you think is going to happen, not what you want to happen, but what's actually happening in the market. Buyers are defending the bottom of this range. So as long as that happens.
That's why I keep longing there, right? Yeah. People seem to forget, even if this is 6K, let's assume that this 18, 19K floor is the new 6K, and it is going to break and we're going to sell off another 50%. 5 out of the 6 times we traded to 6K last bull bear market, we bounced 50, 60, 70% off of. And then on the 6th time, it failed. So I like those odds. I'm willing to long this support until it's not support anymore. Because once we break down from this range, if we break down from this range, it will trend. So until that happens, if price is showing you, hey, every time we get down to 18, 19K, there's interest here, I'm going to keep looking for long setups. Unfortunately, they only go up about 2% before returning. But, if you're taking profit and you're smart with it, you can make a little bit of money.
A little bit of money here and there, and also some money from the giveaways thanks to Syscoin. That's what we're here to do for you guys. There's a little market outlook. There's your news for the week to keep you entertained. I want to remind you guys to subscribe to this channel. This is all dropping on the new channel. It's called the CryptoHub, where we do this weekly wrap, episodes every single week. Subscribe to the new channel. Appreciate you guys always tuning in. And we'll keep working on these giveaways so we can give you some trade ideas, give you some free money from Syscoin. Maine, I think that's all we got, brother. Have a good rest of the week.
Sounds good, man. Thank you, guys.